Hello, my name is Kendra. Today I'm here to inform you on what it is like to live with celiac disease. It all started for me when I was 14. I can remember my brother hunched over in pain. He would be crying because his stomach hurt him so bad. He also complained of bloating and migraines. I always wondered, how could you get migraines from eating food? My parents wondered the same thing too, and that's why we took him to the hospital. After seeing a couple doctors, one eventually told us that he had a medical diagnosis of celiac disease. According to Celiac.org, 1 in 100 people are diagnosed with celiac disease. Many people don't even know what this is. So today, I am here to inform you on what celiac disease is, how you know you have it, and how you can treat it. What is celiac disease? According to Celiac.org, celiac disease is an autoimmune disorder that can occur in genetically predisposed people where the ingestion of gluten leads to damage in the small intestine. And that's right, folks, I did say genetic, which means it is hereditary. That means it can pass down from parents to siblings or children. So that means you are at risk if any of those people have it. Some symptoms associated with celiac disease are anemia, infertility, low weight, arthritis, depression, joint pain, bloating, and migraines. This can make it hard to live a day-to-day life. Now that we talked about what celiac disease is, let's move on to how you know you have it. There are 2 types of tests you can get to tell you whether you have celiac disease. The first one is a blood test. With a blood test, they will tell you, they will test you to see if your sensitivity to gluten. If you are sensitive to gluten, then you more than likely will have celiac disease if you test positive. If you test negative, then you are not sensitive to gluten and you do not have celiac disease. Like I said before, if you do test positive, then they will have you go do the second type of test, which is a tissue biopsy. For the tissue biopsy, they will biopsy a part of your small intestine and test it to for sure give you a medical diagnosis of celiac disease. Also, another test I forgot to mention is a genetic test. They can do a genetic test that would test for the HLA, DQ2, and DQ8 genes. If you do have one of these genes, or if you have a parent, sibling, or child with this, then this means that you are at a 40% risk of having celiac disease. Celiac disease is really misdiagnosed and undiagnosed. According to BeyondCeliac.org, approximately 83% of Americans are misdiagnosed or undiagnosed with celiac disease. The number 1 misdiagnosis, according to LifeWithNoGallbladder.org, is irritable bowel syndrome. That could make it hard to treat people correctly. If they did say you had irritable bowel syndrome while you had celiac disease, then this would not help you because you would be treated for the wrong things. Now that we talked about celiac disease and how you know you have it, let's move on to how you can treat it. There is only one diagnosis for celiac disease. Only one, folks, only one. The only way to treat celiac disease is to change your diet. So that means you cannot have anything with wheat, barley, or rye. So anything that doesn't have gluten. So some foods that do have gluten are these Borelli Protein Plus Pasta, Quaker Steel-Cut Oats, and Campbell's Cream of Mushroom. But don't fret, folks, there are things you can have. So all those things that I just showed you, you can have. But they have to be gluten-free, so they can't contain that wheat or the rye or the barley or malt or anything like that. So you can have gluten-free penne pasta. You can also have gluten-free maple brown sugar oatmeal. And you can also have gluten-free Progresso cream of mushroom. Now that I have told you what celiac disease is, how you know you have it, and how you can treat it, let's conclude. Today we covered what celiac disease was, how you know you have it, and how you can treat it. Celiac disease is a horrible disease that affects 1 in 100 people worldwide. It all started for me when I was 14 and I found out that my brother had celiac disease. This changed my world forever because I changed my diet to better help him. Like Hippocrates said, let food be thy medicine and let medicine be thy food.